So the reality of being in the merchant marine is there is a possibility you can get stuck on a ship for months over the time that you expected to be on, way past the contract you signed. I got stuck on a ship multiple times, but the longest time I've been stuck on a ship was I signed up on a contract on a ship for 4 months. And I ended up staying an extra 2 months after I was supposed to get off. So I worked for my 4 month contract, and we couldn't get me a relief to get me off the ship, so I had to stay over for an extra 2 months until I had a relief. I know this video might seem a little bleak, but if you're interested in joining the Merchant Marine, make sure to check out my community, Sailors Connect. We can meet awesome mariners from around the world. We'll help you get your foot in the door in the Merchant Marine, get your first job, and start your life working on the sea. Get out of that freaking cubicle and start your life on the sea. Weekly calls, awesome people. We will work together, advance in this maritime industry. It's always a great time. So if it sounds interesting to you, check out my community, Sailors Connect, link in description. So when you sign up for a ship, you are given a contract. And in that contract, you're signing up for a certain amount of time to work on a ship. And to get off that ship, you need to be relieved. Because you are in a position on a ship to where the ship can't run without you. Specifically, I am an able-bodied seaman, and the ship cannot run without me. It can't. Of course, if you had an OS, ordinary seaman, on the who is properly trained to steer the ship and to man watch, they could do that. But there is a required certain amount of licensed watch standers on a bridge for the ship to sail. And able-bodied seaman is required to be on the bridge, to stand watch, and to steer the ship when we are under pilotage or under any type of situation where the mate, the captain, the pilot needs a helmsman. The able-bodied seaman is the helmsman and will steer the ship. So in this situation, I was expected to get off in, I believe it was May. I was expected to get off in May. I was mentally getting ready to leave. And the situation, how this happened, was how I started to figure out that I was staying over longer than I originally thought was we just left the States and I had about 3 weeks left of my contract. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go take 12 days to cross the Atlantic, get over to Europe, spend a week over there, and then they're gonna fly me back to the States and I'm gonna go. Oh, well, little did I know, at the end, I figured this out, but little did I know the company didn't want to fly us overseas because it was too much money. Now, not every company is like that. Most companies will fly you in and out overseas to get home. But this company specifically did not want to fly us overseas. Now, like I said, I didn't know that. And there were many other crew members who were past their due date as well, who were trying to get off. So we all ended up having to stay over for quite a while. First, it was like a week over. We were like, okay, we should be, where's our relief? Like I said, we didn't know what was the situation, what was going on. Time just kept going on and on. The reality of it is, which is kind of depressing and kind of sad, is I kept calling people, specifically at the union halls, who trying to see what the problem was. Why was I being held up? And they kind of gave me vague answers because at the end of the day, they don't have control of when I get off the ship. They will try to get people on the ship, but if the company isn't allowing us to get off the ship overseas, then the union can't bring people on. The company's not gonna fly people over so to get us off if they don't want to pay us these overseas flights. So the union wasn't really telling us that. I don't know if the union didn't know what the situation was, but it was clearly a difficult conversation. At a certain point, the union was just hanging up on me because I would call almost every single day to figure out what was going on. So as weeks gone by, and it wouldn't just be me calling Union Hall either, it would be every person who was trying to get off would be in contact with Union Hall because no one knew what was going on. The captains didn't know. Everyone seemed kind of confused. Now, do I say that people didn't know, Or were they just trying to keep it a secret? I don't know. I never delved deep into it, but there very well could have been a chance that people knew and they just didn't want to tell us because they knew the reality that it was going to be 2 months later that we'd finally be back in the States to let us off the ship. But so I was blessed on this ship with such an amazing crew, and it really helps you get through these hard times. Having awesome people around you that you can, hang out with, have ping pong tournaments with, have movie nights with, just try to make the days go by and enjoy yourself while you're working, you know, 12-hour days, 7 days a week. You got to make the best out of it with the people around you. So the crew definitely helped me get through these extra months on the sea. But there was also a benefit that I didn't see doing an extra 2 months until I look back on it now. If I didn't stay those extra 2 months, I would have missed out on some of the best memories of my life on in general. I went to amazing places. I went to these beautiful islands. I had to experience these awesome places with great people. We went out and we had great times everywhere we went. I mean, if I would have got off on the 4 months, I would have missed out on some amazing, amazing times. I grew so close with these people, and because we're all kind of stuck in our heads trying to just make the best out of the situation, and we would help each other out and, go explore and just, we honestly grew together really close in this closed environment. It was honestly an amazing experience. Spending months out on the sea is never easy. You get in your routine, you go to the gym, you do your laundry, you go to work, you maybe watch something on your phone or TV or read a book or try to catch up on some of your hobbies or whatever it is. But you can only do the exact same thing for so long. 6 months straight definitely isn't easy mentally or physically. I would definitely be drained every day and just mentally worn out. My main issue is I have complete respect for the chain of command. There is no issue with me there. But my thing is, after so much time of, when people are on a ship for long periods of time, usually, and I tend to notice this, everyone is different. It's not guaranteed this will happen to you or anyone will be like this, but people in, authority positions, if they're getting a little cranky because they've been on a ship longer than they were supposed to, they start taking it out on people below them. And I noticed this start to happen. And it really I didn't like that. And that's what really started to get to me was the people taking advantage of their positions and kind of taking their anger out on everyone else. So I kind of had to take a step back and find comfort in people in the same position and situation that I am in. Together, we kind of formed our little comfort zone, playing ping pong for weeks at a time. And it worked. It worked. We would just, you know, you don't want to sit in your room. You don't want to just kind of lay in bed and let the days go by because you'll start, without realizing, you'll start growing some type of deep issues being stuck in your head all the time. Of course, I love being by myself, but to get through these long months of just working and working and working, especially when you're working over from what you originally signed on, it is best to simply find people that you can connect with, you can grow with, you can have fun with, and it just simply just put a smile on your face. Use these people to just be happy with. It's a simple process, it really is. You always look, a method that I always use anytime I get stuck over or the days start wearing on me a little bit, is I start looking forward to, if I can, I simply say, if I can make it to my next meal, I'm good. So, wake up, if I can make it to breakfast, I'm good. Finish breakfast. That's a win right there. I say, if I can make it to lunch, I'm good. Get to lunch. That's a win right there. If I can make it to dinner, I'm good. Make it to dinner, that's a win right there. Then you go off to bed. That's another day. You just get stuck in the routine of it, and you enjoying the people you do it with. Go to the gym with these people, smile with these people, have fun with these people. Simply connecting with people on the ship helped me through the many months on a ship. And if you feel the need to connect with people and you would like to connect with people on your journey to get into the merchant marine and you want some help to get your job, just get your foot in the door and meet mariners from all over the world, make sure to check out my community Sailors Connect, link in description. And jumping around to different places, different countries, definitely keeps your excitement up. It keeps you looking forward to something else. Like, say you're going off to Belgium and you've never been there before, and you're like, wow, I get to experience this awesome time, going to this new country with these people that I've been enjoying myself with, and we get to explore this place. That definitely helps with these long months at sea. It kind of keeps you motivated, keeps you excited for something new. And for these extra 2 months that I spent on the ship, I was lucky enough to consistently go to different ports and have new experiences. So that definitely kept me excited. So if you're ever in the situation as a mariner where you have to work over or you get stuck on a ship for longer than you want to, don't be sad, depressed, annoyed by it, because it could just be another opportunity for greatness in your life. Just think, you're getting paid more, you're getting more sea time and work experience for the advancement in this career. You're getting to, build these relationships with the crew on the ship and, life lasting relationships. Like, I still talk to these people that, this was years ago and we still communicate on a weekly basis. And you get to have all these awesome experiences traveling around, and it's not as bleak as it really seems. There's always a good angle to everything in life, and I look back on that experience and I really say to myself, I'm glad I got stuck on that ship for months afterwards. I'm glad. I had some of the best times of my life on that ship, and I wouldn't take it back for anything. So, spending time on a ship for months at a time is never easy, but try to make the best out of it, because being a merchant mariner is a lifestyle, and being on the sea is part of that lifestyle, and it's an adventure. An adventure is always a roller coaster ride of emotions, and being in a merchant marine is certainly a roller coaster ride of emotions. So, if you want to get in the merchant marine, pursue it. Go do it. And when you do, I hope to see you out there and sail on.